Okay. So yeah, get whatever you need. And we'll start in a comfortable seat, unless you want to start on your back, but otherwise, let's find a seat. Yeah, any mudra of choice in the hands. Maybe moving the neck around. Just giving yourself this ability to arrive, this opportunity to practice tonight. When we did our Bija mantra chanting on Monday, the people that were leading the practice, they opened it in this way. And so leaning forward and just making circles. And we've all done this before. We're kind of moving, to the front, to the side. Maybe you make big circles to start. And then gradually making the circles smaller. And smaller. And smaller. And smaller and smaller. Until you find stillness. And then exhale. And that's your center. And from this center, let's feel our breath. Just dropping into the shape, letting the elbows just kind of dangle freely. Hands rest. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale 6, 5. Inhale 1. Exhale 6. 2. Inhale for 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3. And then finding your natural breath. Just dropping into that center. Maybe as we drop into the center, by noticing the sits bones, noticing the spine, maybe rolling shoulders back, dropping elbows down, reaching shoulders up. Maybe finding a sense of dignity and surrender, of honor and humility. On the next exhale, feeling yourself drop even more into your center. Maybe gazing past the tip of the nose with that inner eye. And maybe you have a sankalpa, a resolve for your practice this evening. Maybe it's a statement. Maybe it's the face of someone that you love to keep you centered. Maybe it's just a color. Just something you can come back to, like an anchor, to keep you anchored and centered throughout your practice tonight. Just bring it into your space now. If you'd like to begin your practice with the sound of a single Om, you can either join me, you can just do it on your own whenever you feel ready. If you'd like to join, exhale, inhale, exhale. The vibration and resonance of Om. Feel your center and your space expanding outward. Always centered within. And from here, let's lie down on our mat. Just nice and long and flat and straight, as if we were coming into Shavasana. We're actually going to come into our banana pose. So let's find our back first and find that center as we lie down on the mat. And then from that lying down position, just dropping in. And then maybe moving your entire body to one side of your mat. So for me, I'm going to move over to the right side of my mat. And then let's just move those feet to that left corner, keeping the hips and the pelvis on the right side of the mat. And right now, my shoulders are still on the right side of the mat. And then we'll inhale and bring our arms up overhead if that's comfortable. If not, just bring your hands to your chest. And then we'll just move the shoulders and the chest and the arms over towards that left corner of the mat. So if you were to fly over yourself like a bird and then down just like a banana or maybe a crescent moon on your mat. Maybe that left wrist, that left hand holds that right wrist and the gravity of that left hand is opening the right side body. Maybe the right foot crosses over the left. Just drop into this shape. This is some nice spinal flexion as well as some expansion in the side of the body. Let's try to relax our faces. Let the left arm come to the ground if that's in your anatomy, that it can rest. Just allow your body to fall wherever it falls. We're here to rest. And as we find this rest, and as we move into relaxation, every cell in our body is going to do the same thing. Every cell in our body is relaxing. All of the systems in our body fall into harmony as we calm. Maybe you notice yourself dropping into gratitude. Maybe you are now because you heard the word gratitude. Allow yourself to be in gratitude. Our restorative practice isn't about doing, but rather about being. And moving beyond that need to achieve, dropping into that allowance of being. Perhaps it's counterintuitive, but the more that we be, the more that we can and will achieve. Oftentimes, the creative process is passive. It's when we listen and rest and relax that creativity can really surface. So just knowing that what we're doing here is vital for our well-being and vital for our existence. Let's count the breath down from 3 to 0, just on your own. The bottom of that last exhale, just gently uncrossing the foot if it was crossed, and bringing those legs kind of to the middle, or back to the same side as the hips. Letting go of the arms, bringing the arms down to the side and the shoulders back. As if you were stacking shoulders over hips, and just rest on the same side of the mat. And we'll just come into a little shavasana. Just anchoring down into our space. And whenever you're ready, we'll find our banana shape for the other side. So we'll just shift over to the other side of the mat, traveling over maybe to the left side if you were on the right side before. And we'll bring our feet to the right corner of the mat. The hips stay on the left side. You can float your arms up overhead. And then reach them, maybe shimmy the shoulders over towards that right corner of the mat. Maybe that left leg crosses over the right leg, maybe that right wrist, right hand just holds the right wrist. Just letting gravity of the right hand just open up that left side body just a little bit. And also just keep your hands on your heart space. That's better. Just allowing yourself to rest. Letting go of any effort to even notice your body or notice your breath. Just letting go. Almost as if you could drift off to sleep. Now let's count our breath down from 3 to 0. And at the bottom of that final exhale, Just kind of bringing yourself back to Shavasana, however makes sense for you to get there. Just offer that to yourself. Allowing that spine to become neutral. Maybe you bring the knees into the chest. Just those knees drawing in. Gets that circulation on that low back just a little, and it feels just right after that Bananasana. And be finding a little stillness with those knees towards the chest. Just pausing. And then maybe you want to drop the knees to one side, and we'll press up just enough to bring some options for the next shape into the space. So if you have another blanket, or if you have a towel, you can use that. Otherwise, you can use a bolster. So we'll come into our reclined tree, but you can use a bolster. So you can rest on the bolster or on the floor. So let's start with our left leg out and the right knee in. You might even want some blocks under your arms with those forearms. So you can rest the arms out, left leg out, right knee in like a tree. And if that's too much on the back, then just come onto the ground. And the other option is if you have a towel or a blanket, you can roll it up nice and little and just put it along your spine. So it's really whatever you're in the mood for. So allow yourself to settle into this reclined tree pose. Some really nice grounding, subtle shapes tonight. Just calming that nervous system. Bringing us into the body and into the present moment. Remembering that you always have a choice. So if this shape isn't working for you, find a way to adjust so that it does work. Maybe it's a completely different arrangement. Knowing that it's your practice and it's your time. Scan the body and that long legs, foot to the crown of the head. And let the breath go. Now let's bring that right foot to the floor, the right knee to the sky, and then send the right leg long. And then we'll just switch so that left foot comes to the floor and left knee to the sky, and drop that left knee out to the side. And we'll find a reclined tree, grounding us here on the other side. So allowing yourself to just be. Just resting in the freedom of being. Thoughts come in, you can just greet them. Just tell them you'll come back to them later and drop right back into your center. Anchoring down into the earth. And you feel the freedom in the present moment. And then beginning to count down from 3 to 0. And on an exhale, send the knee to the sky, the foot to the floor, and then send that leg long, but bring the knee to the sky first. Getting that hip drawn in. Now when the legs are long, let's just roll on one side. And if you're on a bolster, just move it out from underneath your back. If you're on a blanket, just bring it out. So now your back is flat, and now let your back recalibrate to being flat. Your legs be long. And we'll pause here for just a few moments. Now let's find a block. Hopefully it's handy. You don't have to move too much. Just bring it underneath your head. Yeah, good. And now rest the back of your head so you know those occipital points where the skull, base of the skull meets the very top of the neck. Place those on the block. So blocks under the head. And see, you might need to tilt the chin a little bit and get those occipital kind of on the edge. Now we're just going to rock the head side to side, pressing the head into the block. We're just going to do this for just a couple minutes. Just releasing any tension in that area of the body. And even if there's not any tension, just releasing any thoughts that are kind of hiding out in that area of the neck, of the head. Me pausing on one side. Noticing as you go to one side or as you stay in the middle that you might feel a stretch somewhere else in that upper body. And then whenever you're ready, you can gently lift the head and remove that block out from underneath the head. And then our final shape before our resting pose is our reclined butterfly. So maybe you just want to come right into butterfly on your back. Maybe you want that bolster under the back, or you want maybe an incline. Just dropping in to your variation of reclined butterfly tonight with as much support as you'd like. Be bringing extra awareness to assure that there's no squint in the eyes, that the eyes are relaxed, the cheeks are softened. Inside of the mouth is also softened and still. Knowing that whatever position you choose is right for you. Just allowing yourself to drift away. With each passing moment, the body relaxing and renewing more and more. So allowing yourself to surrender. And you're noticing if there's any areas of tension in the body. And with an exhale, just imagining that tension just drifting away. Whenever you're ready, you can begin to count down from 3 to 0. There's no rush. The next shape is Shavasana, so whenever you want to go there, just begin to go there. There's plenty of time left for a nice long Shavasana, so no rush to make your way. Just holding space for the present moment. Choosing to trust, choosing to just be. Noticing the tops of your feet relax, the ankles, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, the arms, the front of the body, and the back of the body, the nose, the cheeks, the throat, the base of the throat, heart center. Feel the connection to your spiritual heart as you rest. See and feel yourself not being swept away or caught up in the affairs of the world. We can be a light. We can be a reflection of the divine with a steady mind. We can care and dedicate ourselves to our Dharma, but not let it rule us. Just relax, trust, and let go. Just letting go. Now remaining in your Shavasana for about 3 to 4 more minutes. Or if you'd like, you can begin to count down from 7 to 0. And then come to a seated position and close in a silent sit. Whatever truly resonates with your spirit. If you do decide to sit up, just move slowly as if moving through a dream. Let's draw a breath in together. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Shanti. 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 Om.